House lawmakers back at square one today after an 11th round of voting yielded no House Speaker last night. Kevin McCarthy still fighting for that job, but a small group of Republicans are standing in his way. Congressman Mike Waltz, a Republican, joining us live this morning. He represents Central Florida. Great to talk to you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, thanks, Amy. Well, we're grinding it out. It's part of our constitutional process.
I tell you what, this is something that, at least in our lifetime, we have never seen before. This type of division, not seen since before the Civil War. I imagine that you never imagined going into this vote a couple of days ago that it would be in the position that you guys are in now.
Yeah, I really didn't, because the conversations in terms of reform and the negotiations in how this new House would run actually started months ago and have yielded some very good progress on how we introduce bills, having plenty of time to read them, unlike under Nancy Pelosi, having input, also unlike her, where you had trillion-dollar bills going into her office and then getting sprung on us. So I thought we were there. Many of us did. And then, this week we're dealing with a new set of demands. But I am optimistic that there is a significant portion of that 20 that is focused on policy and change and reforming Congress that will get there in the next few days. But there is a few that this is frankly personal about McCarthy. I think that's unfortunate. We should bring the agendas of our voters to this office, not our own. But I'm going to remain optimistic that we are going to get there. And for those saying, well, why not somebody else? We have our moderates that won over Biden districts in order to get the majority. They have a voice, too. So far, we've gone through 5, 6 other names, and you have to get all 218. Right. Across the political spectrum.
Well, Congressman Waltz, you brought up the word demands, and I think that's something that has a lot of people concerned, because we know that this group of 20 has put certain demands on Kevin McCarthy, and some are wondering, is that sort of holding him hostage to their demands throughout his time as House Speaker, if in fact he's voted in?
Well, look, I mean, many of them we've worked through, and I think we're good and reasonable. Some of them are going to weaken his power as Speaker. Let's just be candid about that. But at the end of the day, as long as it's focused on legislative rules and the substance, I think we can negotiate that and get there. But when it's just personal to take him down, we're going to have to find another way to get to 218.
What are you hearing from your constituents? Because I imagine that many of them are sounding off to you about their frustration.
Yeah, look, I mean, there are some that are saying go with someone else, but the vast majority are saying, we elected you to get to work. We want answers on the Afghanistan withdrawal, on the origins of COVID. Is gain of function research still happening on the border? Is the FBI going after parents for demanding change in school board meetings? Out of control inflation, out of control crime, Middle East peace from the Abraham Accords. That's the agenda they want us to get in place. And right now, I'll remind everyone, there are no checks and balances on the Biden administration. So that's why I'm frustrated. I want to get to work. Let's figure out what the deal is. I hope we can over the next couple of days. And let's move forward with the nation's business. If,
in fact, this vote does not go Kevin McCarthy's way today, I understand there are several representatives who have other things going on. There's been deaths in the families. People have other things they have to go do. What do you anticipate will happen if it doesn't happen today?
Well, I'm optimistic on conversations I had overnight and late last night that we'll see some of those 20 come over. I hope we see some that vote present, which will lower the number that McCarthy needs, and that we can get this done. But you're right, there are going to be some that had surgeries, funerals. One of the Representative Kevin Hearn's mother passed away. So, I mean, life is happening. We need to get this done. Oh, by the way, our adversaries are marching forward around the world, and the Biden administration is moving forward unchecked with a series of policies that I don't think are good for this country. So let's get it done.
All right. I wanted to ask you real quick, what did you think about the immigration policy that was put out yesterday?
Well, I think it's laughable for President Biden to say Republicans aren't serious about the border. I mean, look, at the end of the day, he's going to visit the border. I think it's just a check the box photo op. Frankly, as we head into the 2024 election cycle, as many Democrats have now started criticizing the crisis that's on the border. And we can't ignore the fact that he's going to Mexico, and to sit down with the president of Mexico, having never visited the border, just smacks of a lack of credibility. So unfortunately, I don't think there's any serious efforts towards fixing this crisis. It's more a political check the box, and that's sad.
All right, Congressman Michael Waltz, we appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Of course, we will be checking back in with you to see how things go later today. Thank you so much. Good to talk to you.
All right. Thank you.